Hey, so this is part two. If you haven't seen part one, you can check in the sidebar for the link. I'm frustrated because I just recorded the second part, and when I played it back, there was no sound. So, take two. Where I left off was that I had hit a standstill with the whole situation, and I was frustrated because, I just faced rejection, and who wants to go through that a bunch of times? So, basically nothing happened for a really long time. Let's fast forward to 2009. It was about July, so a few months before my surgery. I get online and I go on Facebook, and there's a friend request. So I look at it, and it's some girl that I've never seen before. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, and I click on it, and there's a message, and it says, "Hi, Brittany, I'm your sister." Yeah. So I was like, what the hell? And obviously, we started messaging back and forth. And it turns out that she and my other stepsister and my stepmom had found me on MySpace a few years ago and had, been looking at my page a lot. But then I turned it private, and they hadn't seen anything of me in a while. And then they happened to find me on Facebook. So after a few days of typing back and forth, her mom, or she asked me if my stepmom could message me or could email me. So I said, of course. And we emailed each other for a few weeks back and forth. And it turns out that my dad was telling my stepmom that he never knew I existed. And so that was their story. Their story was that they didn't know I existed. This was the biggest shock of their life. And that's why his parents were so shocked when I called them, because they never knew, which is total crap because they did. And even if my mom was lying, my mom and dad were best friends for 5 years. They knew all the same people. And when he left, my mom was still friends with all of them. And so all of her old friends from high school are still in my mom's life, and many of them are, a part of my life. I consider them to be like my aunts and uncles. And, some of her best friends, like her best friend and her husband, are my godparents. So, for me to be hearing my entire life from a bunch of people who knew both of them that he left, of course I'm going to believe them. So, my mom's not lying, and he is just hiding it because he's embarrassed and ashamed that he abandoned us. So, I'm pissed that he's trying to convince me that he never knew about me, which is bullshit because I've even heard stories from people that he saw me one time, or he saw me several times, and like held me and played with me, and like he knew I was his kid. So then he left when I was a couple months old. So I don't know. Anyways, she hadn't told him at all that we were communicating because she didn't know what he would think. So after a couple weeks of talking, she went and confronted him and said, I found Brittany online and we've been talking for a few weeks. And he lost it. He was pissed. He basically, they had a big fight, and he told her to tell me that I'm better off without him and that I should just stay in college and get my degree and go be a productive member of society or some crap. Which obviously I was pissed because, that's really offensive. It's not like I'm some trashy person looking for money or something, I'm a really good kid, really smart kid, and don't treat me like that. How dare you, sort of. That's where I was coming from. So at this point, I was just done. I was like, you know what? Bye, peace out. And lucky for him, very lucky for him, I am all about forgiveness and second chances. And, and I have a good head on my shoulders, so I can look at things from a different perspective if I need to. And if I separated myself from my own emotions and feelings of being pissed off, I could recognize that he is not necessarily abandoning me because he doesn't want to know me, but because he is ashamed and sad. And I'm a reminder of his past, of the part of him that abandoned us and who left his responsibilities. And so, I could understand that that's why he didn't maybe want to have anything to do with me. Also, I mean, he was probably legitimately scared that his wife would leave him. I mean, understandably so. So I understood. So lucky for his ass, I mailed him a letter, and I said, okay, I said this to myself. If he rejects me again, I will never talk to him again. I will never put myself out there ever again. So I mailed him a letter. It was really short, sweet, and it basically said, look, I know that you left. You abandoned me and my mom. I know that. And I'm willing to move past that. So you better be willing to move past that, because if I can forgive you, then sure enough, you can forgive yourself. And I just want to move on from here and build a new relationship and forget about the past, because I actually had a wonderful life and I have a great family, and I grew up middle class in a really great neighborhood with lots of friends and a nice house and all the opportunities in the world with Girl Scouts and soccer, and I was just the all-American kid. So you don't have to worry about me being bitter about that, because I'm really not. Despite what you did to me and my mom, I came out wonderfully. I mean, sure, I have problems and stuff, but for the most part, on paper, my life is going pretty well. So, I laid out everything on the table, and I was like, here it is. The ball's in your court. If you don't respond favorably, I'm out of here. And a week later, he called me, and we talked for 2 hours. And it was crazy. It was just like two puzzle pieces fitting together or something. It was like this whole void in my life that I didn't even know was there just got filled. And I don't even know him that well at that point. So it's very surreal to have that happen. I mean, I can't even describe it. And I'm still cautious about the whole situation, obviously, but I also don't want to, burn my bridges. I want to start a relationship with him. So we've been talking for, I don't even know how many months. We've been talking since the summer, and, sometimes a couple times a week. And he's just like me, which is crazy. My mom and I are complete opposites. Even our looks. I mean, I look nothing like my mom. She is very tan and has brown hair, and I'm very pale and I have blonde hair, and we both have blue eyes. But other than that, and our personalities, complete opposites. She's very technical and very precise, and I'm very organic and very artistic. And so we're complete polar opposites, but we get along really well. She's like my best friend. So for me to talk to my dad and have him be just like me is weird, because it turns out that he was in the movie industry for like 10 years. He worked on the movie The Abyss with James Cameron, who just did Avatar and obviously Titanic, and he worked on a couple other really big movies. And I was just like, holy crap, this is crazy, because everyone in my family is not artistic. Every single person in my mom's family is very like into politics and into I don't know, just like tons of stuff that's very the opposite of art. And so for me to be like a film major and an artist is crazy, because my dad is too. So it's very surreal. Long story short, again, sorry, I'm kind of rambling. They sent me a plane ticket for spring break to come visit them and meet everyone on March 4th, which is a couple weeks away. And my 21st birthday is February 28th. So that is the week before I'm leaving to meet them. So how crazy is that? That full circle moment where like I'm about to be 21, officially a woman or whatever you call it, because I can drink and do everything. And I'm meeting my dad like the week after. It's like the best Christmas present, or the best birthday present ever. So I can't wait. My two little brothers are 13 and 10, and they look just like me. And my stepsisters are really nice. I've talked to both of them. They are 19 and 17. So I'm the oldest, but they're really close in age. So we're going to have tons in common. And my little brothers, I've always loved little boys, which that sounds weird, but all my cousins are little boys, and I've always played like in the dirt and all that kind of stuff. I was kind of a tomboy. So I love sports and stuff and hanging out with little boys more than, the girly little girls. Like, I don't really like playing Tea Party and Barbies. I'd rather go play, I don't know, boy stuff. So I'm excited. I will definitely keep you guys updated, and I'm really nervous. Oh, really quick before I go, here's a picture. That's my dad and my stepmom. So you can kind of see the resemblance. I'll talk to you guys later.